The Exodus is one of history's most famous stories. It is the story of the Israelites' escape from slavery in Egypt. The Exodus is a story about faith and courage. It is a story about God's power and love. The Exodus is important to Jewish people. It is a reminder of God's promise to free his people from slavery. The Exodus is also a story of hope. It reminds people that God can help them overcome any challenge. The story of the Exodus is told in the Bible. It is a story that has been told and retold for thousands of years. The Exodus is a story that still has meaning today. It is a story about the importance of freedom and the power of faith. The Israelites were enslaved in Egypt for many years. They were forced to work as slaves for the Pharaoh. Life was hard for the Israelites. They were treated cruelly by the Egyptians. God saw the suffering of his people. He chose Moses to lead the Israelites out of slavery. Moses went to the Pharaoh and demanded that he let the Israelites go. The Pharaoh refused to let the Israelites go. God sent 10 plagues to Egypt. The plagues were meant to convince the Pharaoh to let the Israelites go. The plagues included turning the Nile River to blood, sending swarms of locusts, and killing the firstborn sons of Egypt. During the final plague, God instructed the Israelites to sacrifice a lamb and mark their doorposts with its blood. This event is called Passover. God passed over the houses marked with blood. He spared the firstborn sons inside. After the 10th plague, the Pharaoh finally agreed to let the Israelites go. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. The Pharaoh changed his mind. He sent his army to chase after the Israelites. The Israelites were trapped between the Red Sea and the Egyptian army. God told Moses to raise his staff. When Moses did, the waters of the Red Sea parted. The Israelites walked across the dry seabed. The Egyptian army followed the Israelites into the Red Sea. When the Israelites were safely across, God told Moses to lower his staff. The waters of the Red Sea closed back up. The Egyptian army was drowned. The parting of the Red Sea was a miracle. It was a sign of God's power. It showed that God was with the Israelites. The Exodus is a story of faith and hope. It is a story about God's power to deliver his people from oppression. The Exodus is a foundational story in Judaism. It is celebrated during the festival of Passover. The story of the Exodus has also inspired people of other faiths. It is a story that speaks to the human desire for freedom and justice. The giving of the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai is another significant event during the Exodus. The 10 Commandments are a set of moral laws that God gave to the Israelites. They are a guide for living a good and moral life. The 10 Commandments are a reminder that God is holy and that we should live our lives according to his laws. The Exodus is a story that continues to resonate with people today. It is a story about the importance of faith, the power of hope, and the human struggle for freedom.